Shalom and welcome to my new program, Pearls from My Quiet Time. It's a program where I will try to share small insights that I received while having quiet time with the Lord, and it may be for your edification. In Hebrews 13:7 it says, "Remember your leaders that have spoken the word of God to you. Look at the results or at the end of their way and follow their faith." Today we have a real fashion of following charismatic leaders that are famous, leader that writes a lot of books, whatever. The Bible tells us not to follow every leader, but to look at the end of their life, at the result of their lives. It struck me when I read Genesis and I read about the lives of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because each one describes their life a bit different. Actually, Abraham and Isaac describe their lives pretty much the same, but Jacob's lives are totally different. In Genesis 25:8 it says, "And Adam died in good old age. He was old and satisfied." That's very interesting. About Isaac, in Genesis 35:29, by the way, I'm quoting from the Hebrew, so my translation may be a little different than what you have. About Isaac it says, "And Isaac died and gathered to his people old and satisfied of days." The word satisfied is like you ate well, you've had enough. About Jacob, we have a whole different story, because Jacob goes down to Pharaoh, and what he says to Pharaoh, he's 130 years old, so it's not short years, and he says to Pharaoh in Genesis 47:9, he says, "The years of my life are 130 years. They were few and bad." That is really interesting. Like I said, 130 years are not few years. But what's the difference? Well, the difference is that Abraham and Isaac lived by faith and trusted God. Abraham, except when he tried to get the promise through Ishmael, did not try to help God achieve his promises. He trusted God. He rested in God. Isaac so much trusted God that he looks to us many times passive. But he wasn't passive because his faith is being praised. In other parts, the faith of Abraham and Isaac. Jacob, on the other hand, kept trying to help God fulfill his promises. God said that he will receive the blessing, that he will be the firstborn. Well, he bought his first birthright. He stole the blessing. When he was with Laban, God told him that the sheep and the goats that would be spotted and so forth will be his. Well, then he stuck sticks before them, and he tried to help God. The same when God told him to go back to the land of his forefathers. He sent all these things before him, and he divided into different groups to pacify Esau. He kept trying to help God. And even after God struck him on the heel when he fought with him, even then he kept trying to help God. That's why his life he was unsatisfied. There were few and bad. The difference were where some trusted God's promise, the other one tried to help God fulfill his promises. Well, I want my life to be satisfied. I want to look back and say, I am satisfied. It's been good old age. Therefore, I'm not going to try to help God fulfill his promises to me. I'm going to rest in him. Well, what about you? Do you want to be satisfied at the old age? Do you want, at the end of your life, to look back and say, there is an example to follow? God bless.